what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny. This is Danny Authentic, and if it's the first time you're viewing any of my videos, then welcome and please subscribe. What I'm about to mention has absolutely nothing to do with the topic at hand. However, I just want to say I went to Curl Fest this weekend and it was amazing. So if ever you have the chance to go to Curl Fest, then do go. Okay, so Curl Fest is just basically, for those of you who don't know, it's a festival that started off on the premise of embracing natural hair, and it developed into something so much more in terms of just embracing culture at large, music, art, dance, food, all that, like a family day, everything. Like it's amazing. It's a party, it's all that. Like it was fun. Like I wanted to do a separate video on it at first, but then I was wondering, like, first I wondered if people would really want to watch it because of how my footage is set up, because I have like bits and pieces of footage like all over the place and nothing is quite comprehensive, so it would have been pretty much a sit down video of me telling about the festival, and I was like, I'ma just mention it shortly here. But yo, if you ever have the chance to go to Curl Fest, then definitely go. So let's just get into the topic now. So what we're doing today is basically what the title says, is moving to the US worth it? And my answer to that would be yes, if you have your goals focused. And that question came about because when I went home in March of this year, I went back to Trinidad and Tobago in March and just to visit, and I remember people were asking me like, how is it, how are the opportunities, is it worth it, are jobs easy to find and whatnot, and my answers was yes and no to those type of questions, because it really depends on you and what you want to do. And I would say if you have your goals focused and being in the US is actually going to help you with your goals there, and you have the opportunity to move here in the US, then I would say definitely take that opportunity. However, if you're just somebody who you're figuring out what you want to do, let's say you do have the credentials to do something big, but however you still don't know what you want to do, then just deciding moving to the US is going to help you. I would say that's a no-go. Like, stay where you are and really figure out your goals and focus it, because I know there's like this old type of thinking where moving to the US, people believe that you're guaranteed success, and that is so not true. That is so far from the truth, because I feel like that's a setup in a sense, because people come thinking that by the time you hit the US, you made it. Like, you're here, you made it. And that, nope, it's not like that. The grind does not stop. You have to keep grinding. You have to keep going towards your goals, just as if you were in your country of birth, whichever country that may be. So I would say, let's say for instance, me being here in the US, I have met people who have asked me why I moved to the US. Like, they've been born and raised in the US, and they're like, why did you move here? Like, of all places, like, they want to get out. So you're trying to get in because you believe that there are opportunities here and they feel stuck. And all of that has to do with mindset, and that's why I say you really have to know your goals and focus them before you just make a decision to say, hey, I want to move here. And so these people that I've met, it's like they feel the same way you may feel in your home country, where you feel like there are no opportunities and you don't know which way to turn. And when you move here, they're wondering like, why do people move here? Like, I had that question so much times, like, why are you coming to the US? You were living in Paradise Isle, you were living in Trinidad and Tobago, like, you have everything there. But they fail to realize that even though they view Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean at large, as paradise or whatever, we live there. So we're not on a vacation 24/7. We're working just the same way they are working. But the point I'm making is, if they're here, like born and raised, and they themselves are struggling to like figure out what they want to do and they haven't hit success as yet. You moving from a place where you belong, you were born there, you were raised there, to just come to a country assuming that success is just guaranteed because you're here, that's a setup. I believe it's a setup, because, and why I say that is because when I moved, I've seen a lot of people who came here with that same mindset, and some who came here illegally and some who are here legally and are now getting their foot in, like, because it's still a grind, it's still a hustle. You have to look at it as just a journey, like you're working towards something, and it's not something that just happens overnight. And maybe for some people things may happen overnight, but how I look at things like that is that things were happening over the years for them, whether it's somebody who was assisting them along the way, or whether it is that they were putting things in place towards that. It was happening over the years, where finally they get their break. And you may look at it like, because you just seen the end results, and you might just assume that, yo, he just came and look, he already made it or whatever. But that's over the years with a lot of prayers, long nights of hard work, you know, doing what you got to do to get there, and having people just trying to support you and helping you going towards what you want to do. So it's really not just showing up in the US and you made it. Like, a lot of people just looked at me to the fact that I moved here like, yo, that's major, like, and I'm like, it's major. At the time I was thinking like, yeah, that's great, like, but then I'm like, yo, where's opportunity? Like, I'm looking for opportunity to knock on my door. Like, what's up? This is the whole setup. Like, why isn't opportunity knocking? And then I realized the grind really don't stop. You have to continue working as hard as you were in, like, if you were in your home country. Or let's say for instance, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. So I know people all of us know people who stayed right in Trinidad and Tobago and are successful. Because Trinidad and Tobago is not a country that it's like, you know, success just can't happen. You could stay right there and become successful. But it's what your goal is, and what your focus is, and where your mindset is. So if your mindset is that you can make it, and you know you definitely can make it, then you're going to put in the work to actually make it right there. Like, I believe that you could be successful anywhere. Like, there are people who, let's say for instance, journalists, like, they go to Saudi Arabia, or even some that I've seen videos for Trinidad and Tobago. They go to Trinidad and Tobago, they make documentaries of certain struggles, certain livelihoods that happen, and they make a lot of money off of those documentaries. They didn't stay in their home country and make a documentary there. They went to another country and they saw opportunity in documenting something about that country and capitalizing off of it in such a way. So I believe it's your mindset, and you could make it anywhere you want. So for instance, right now I'm in Baltimore, and if the way people look at the US as though it's the dreamland, it's the paradise, it's the land of opportunity, like I said, goal oriented. You have to be, if your goals are focused, and where you focus your goals, if being in the US is actually going to assist you, then by all means step here. But let's say for instance, I'm in Baltimore right now, and this is not to shit on Baltimore in any way, but facts is facts. Like, Baltimore is like one of the #1 states that's like high in drugs. Like, drug addicts have a lot of drugs, have a lot of people high on heroin and stuff, and these people are US born and raised. So is it that, like, why don't they have the same opportunities? Why don't they look at the US as how other people in the Caribbean look at the US, as to say the land of opportunity or whatever? Because you could have downfalls anywhere. Because, not to say that everybody in Baltimore is on drugs, obviously not. That's just, no, that can't happen. But, you know, you could have downfalls, you could have failures anywhere. So to look at the US at large and just assume that by just moving there you made it, or, you know, you're gonna opportunities are just gonna come knocking. That's a no. Like, you have to continue working. Opportunities aren't gonna come knocking. You have to go seek them, and you may have to do smaller jobs along the way to get by in order to build yourself, in order to be able to invest in yourself and get the opportunities that you are seeking. So, but what the point I'm trying to make, the fact that there are people who are on drugs here, or there are people who leave their country and things didn't turn out to be the way that they expected it to be, and they're also too embarrassed to go back home, or going back home would mean basically starting all over again, because they already spent so much years here that if they go home when they're already illegal here, then that means they can't return here. And if this is all you know for a number of years, it will be very, very difficult to now revert to a country that you've left for 10, 15 years, where things has changed so much. So what I would say is, if you could achieve your goals just by being in your home country, then stay in your home country, because that's success in itself. And if achieving your goals means moving to the US, or let's just say another country, then do that. But only do it when you are already focused and you know that is what you want set up. Don't just up and go and then become highly disappointed because you thought that things were going to just be handed to you, or it's going to be easier because you viewed this country as much easier. The competition is thicker, it's steeper. It has a lot of opportunities, don't get me wrong, but you have to know that you have to know where to look. You have to know that these are the opportunities that you are seeking, and this is where you actually want to be. So let's say take me for instance, me personally, I truly want to be here. There were times at first when I came, I had that mindset of, because I didn't want to come at first, because I was young, I had things that was going on back home, and I was like, I didn't want to come. But then I was given the advice, you never came, at least take the opportunity to view what it's like, and just to see if you like it. And if you don't, it's not too late. You could always return, and that's another beauty. You could always return, and for me, when I came, eventually, I personally believe that I should stay now, because the things that I want to do, it makes sense to me to be here. The industry that I want to be in. Are my goals like specific? I'm still working on specific, but is it focused? I would say it's focused because I know the industry that I want to be in, and I know where I want to be. Say, take me for instance, I love New York. Like, when I step up in Manhattan, I come off the train, I go on 14th Street, 14th Street, I am like, I feel inspired. Like, I want to walk about, I want to see different things, I want to see, okay, I want to learn here, I want to know more about this and see what they're about, and see if this is something that I want to step into. Like, that's how I feel when I step into Manhattan. My sister doesn't understand what the hell I'm talking about when I say those, because she's like, girl, it's just Manhattan, like, chill out. I'm like, I feel inspired, like, I feel it, and that's just me. That's my personal experience. Like, her experience is totally different from mine. But what I'm saying is, I think I want to be here. Like, I have the choice to say I want to just go back home. I have that choice to just say I want to, this isn't for me, I ain't feeling it. And let me just add that to it too. If you have the opportunity to come, I would say definitely take the opportunity to at least visit and see how you feel about it. Now, visiting and living are two different things at the same time, granted. But if you at least come, you visit, you feel it out, or if you have the opportunity to just say live for a year or something, I don't know what the case is, take the opportunity and try it. At least have the opportunity to travel and experience something that you've never experienced before. And if you have and you didn't like it and you return home, then that's fine. Because like I said, I don't think that the US is up here and other countries are down here, especially my country. I don't see my country down there at all. But I just believe it's where it's best suited for you. So if achieving your goals, you could stay right in Trinidad and Tobago or wherever you're from, I would say stay there and do it. Don't think that you're inferior or you haven't made it because you're not living in the US. Because I know a lot of people who still think like that. They think moving to the US that you truly made it. And it's like, bruh, no. You struggle anywhere you go. You have to grind anywhere you go. It don't stop. Like, the grind don't stop. You have to keep working hard. And you can't just look at something and just assume that, everything's going to happen for you. Everybody talk about Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, and the third. And it's like, even before that, things were going to be pretty hard then too, because like I said, nobody is just going to just give you an opportunity because you're here and they need you. No, you're going to have to prove yourself, and you're competing against a lot more people. So if you're going to come here, just make sure that you're focused. And when I say focus, goal focus, and this is where you need to be to achieve your goals. If it's not, then it's not. And you just stay where you are or go where you need to be. Like, do your research, do your research and see where you need to be. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative. Any questions, please comment down below. I really enjoyed talking about this topic. Like, comment, subscribe, and deuce.